Do you have a cat or a kitten at home that you need to give a bath to, but you're not really sure how to do it, or you're just simply scared of getting scratched during the process? We don't hope that happen, but today what we'll do is to show you a video of the steps that me and Lily took in order to get a successful experience. And if at the end of the video you still have some questions, don't hesitate to write us in the comment section below. For now, we'll just get started. So let's roll the video. So the first thing I usually do is I grab a bucket or a container where I can put the water, a scoop, which will help me to rinse her out. You will also need to grab your cat's favorite shampoo. One more thing that you might want to add is your cat's favorite brush. I use Lily's favorite brush to brush her out and also remove the dander as I go. You can also use one of those gloves, but I honestly think that brushes works better for me. One other thing that I got to use as I bathe her the first time was to bring her favorite treats or favorite food, which I can just give a small portion as I go. You will also need a towel where you can dry your cat afterward, and obviously your cat. So then I will show you exactly the steps that I do to bathe my cat. Okay, so this is our setup. First thing you're gonna do is grab your cat. Oh boy. Put your cat in the sink. At first they're not gonna like it. They might want to step out. What I would suggest to do is put them in the sink once in a while just to get them used to it, or even in the bathtub if you prefer to do it in the bathtub. One other thing that I would suggest is maybe bring your cat favorite food or your favorite treat that you might want to lure them back in the sink. Once they are comfortable, what you want to do next is remove the color if your cat has one, and then grab your container, fill it with room temperature water, not too cold, not too hot. You don't want to burn your cat, but you don't want them to be cold either. Then what I do, instead of just adding a lot of soap straight onto their fur, is I add it to the water with the brush that I use to bath her. I'll just give it a swirl to mix the soap in it. Alright, so we're ready to go. Time for the bath, kitty. Come on. So now Lily's in the sink. So what I'm gonna do is grab a brush and then dunk it in the water a little bit just to make sure that there's some water on the bristle. Just brush her. And what it does is, because she's already used to being brushed, she just let me do it without any problem. She doesn't realize at first that she's getting wet because she's too focused on being brushed. I know you're getting wet. So just keep going, adding the water. And as you brush your cat, you can see that they're kind of calming down. Kind of why I prefer to use the brush instead of the gloves. On a daily basis, you should brush your cat, so they should be already used to it. So being brushed as you go is not as bad. And then you might want to use a scoop now, so it's a bit faster. But don't use too much water all at once because they're gonna freak out. You're doing great. Yeah. And because ragdoll have a double coat fur, you want to make sure that it's really wet. So otherwise you're not gonna get you're gonna get the dirt on the first layer but not the second layer. Scratch and then try to remove all the dirt. And I recommend to bath your cat not too often because it's gonna strip all the oil and the good things out of her skin and fur, which is not good on the long term. You're doing great, yeah. And the paws too, because they're leaking their paws all the time, so that's where all the dander. Oh, I know. She's freaking out, so we're going back to the brush to calm her down. For that part, you might want to use a smaller brush if you can, but for my part, it's still working. So what I do is just go on top of her head, because that's her favorite scratching part. She loves to be scratched on top of her head. Isn't it better now? Do you enjoy it? Then the excess water. So now you want to fill it again with water, which is not too hot, not too cold, something that the cat is comfortable with. Great. Put the cat back in. You're doing great, kitty. Good job, girl. Now, the rinsing part. We're almost done. So you go gently so the cat doesn't panic with clean, fresh water. You always want to be gentle with your cat when you bathe them so they know that it's a good experience, because once your cat has a first bad experience, it's a lot harder for them to trust you and then get to bathe them more often. Whoop, whoop, oh, 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 oh. Okay, okay, okay. She wants to get out of this. Almost done, kitty. You're doing great. Yeah. Okay, let's just rinse her out one last time. Go gentle. Right. And the head part, make sure that it doesn't go in her face. You may want to just make sure there's no more soap left. So if you go like this, usually if it starts foaming, there's still soap in the fur or the undercoats. I want to rinse it one last time just in case it's not too hot, not too cold. Okay, we're done. We're done. There you go. You're done. Good job, girl. So now what you want to do is squeeze it a little bit, not too strong so it doesn't hurt them, but it removes as much water as possible. Do the same with their paws. Okay. Okay, the last one. Good job. Good. And now your cat looks like a wet little rat. Yeah, we used to so pretty. Last step is to dry them out. Grab a towel, then grab your cat. So get your paws in, and make sure that her ears are clean and dry so they don't get any ear infections or so on. And there you go, you have a little burrito. Yeah, good job. So that's pretty much it. That's all I bathe my cat. I usually try to go gentle, try to not use the soap straight onto her body so it's not as harsh for her skin or her coat. If your cat wants to step out of the sink or the bathtub, what I would suggest or recommend is try to give them treats or pieces of food that they feel comfortable so they can, you know, enjoy their experience. And the more they experience it as a positive bath time, the more they're going to be willing to get bath and enjoy it. And that's everything for us today. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you still have some questions, please write us in the comment section below. If you did like the video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, as well as share this video with your friends, family, cat, dog, whoever that could be useful for. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, obviously, at Inspire Rescue. Until then, I will see you in my next video, and don't forget, inspire one day at a time. Bye, my love.